The Dragon Ball Z TCG is a game designed for the sophisticated gamer. The hosts team visiting for time, well, we are none of those things. We can be rude, we can be crude, and we can't go 5 minutes without offending someone. So, we ask that you, the listener, be mindful of your surroundings, maybe even have your parents' permission before listening. We don't take this show too seriously, and neither should you. So listen, learn, but most importantly, laugh and just enjoy the show, you nerd. The Dragon Ball Z TCG is a game designed for the sophisticated gamer. The hosts team visiting for time, well, we are none of those things. We can be rude, we can be crude, and we can't go 5 minutes without offending someone. So, we ask that you, the listener, be mindful of your surroundings, maybe even have your parents' permission before listening. We don't take this show too seriously, and neither should you. So listen, learn, but most importantly, laugh and just enjoy the show, you nerd. Alright everybody, thank you for tuning in, enjoying the show. Tonight we've got a good one planned. I've got 3 members of Team Visiting for Time with me, with Nick, Reese and Maddie joining me tonight. And our very special guest, we have Dylan. How are you guys going?
I'm fantastic. Special guest Dylan, would you like to tell our listeners who you are to the
Dylan, how are you guys going?
To the Dragon Ball community, what you've achieved in your time playing, and etc.
The lucky motherfucker who keeps top cutting for some reason.
Really? Is that how Melbourne went down?
Melbourne shall never be spoken of again.
I just spoke of it
Never again.
On tonight's episode, we are going to be looking at Earth Dragon Balls 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to hit up Ox King, which I believe Chris is deeply disappointed he can't join us tonight to talk about. And then we're going to hit the Saiyan Mastery and look at Gohan's level 1 through 4 and Gohan's named attack. So, a nice and easy episode this evening.
Do we gotta hit them though? Can't we just, be friendly?
This is a game about people punching people. I think hitting is on the menu.
Only if
Violence
you're a
is the
dirty
answer.
Broly player.
Violence is always the answer. Probably shouldn't say that out loud. That would be untrue.
Don't get us taken off of YouTube for controversial topics.
Fuck that shit.
Topics. Did you play your content warning?
I did. Anyone who heard that, let me know how that sounded. I figured like.
I know this is off topic, but why is there a common blue outbreak in my rares folder?
Because you're a scrub and don't know the difference.
Probably.
I don't think Panini knows the difference.
Well,
But
having
because that they printed rare power level, yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
and vice versa. But yeah, thank you for joining us, Dylan. Is there anything you want to say? Chat, if it sounds a little quieter than usual, it's because we've had to migrate to a different VoIP service. Our regular server shut itself, for lack of a better term, and we figured we would try and put something out there instead of just simply not doing anything this evening, I guess is what we're looking at. So, let us know. But yeah, Dylan, anything you want to say before we get started?
Oh, thank you for having me. Just keen to get into it.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Let's do some talks.
Yep, and much like last week's stream, we've also got the poll going, so if you want to have a vote on whether or not a card is playable, feel free to do so, and, we'll tell you if you're right or wrong, basically. Well, the first card on our list today is Earth Dragon Ball 1. Continuous effect of all attacks deal +1 life cards of damage. When this Dragon Ball is captured, its controller may shuffle it into its owner's life deck. Let's discuss.
It's awesome.
I would tend to agree.
I feel like this is too similar to DB1. Or Namekian DB1.
Yeah, my comments for all of these Dragon Balls are basically going to be, wow, it sure was nice to have Namekian Dragon Ball reprinted.
Well, you see, this fixed the one thing I hated about the first set of Dragon Balls, which was how stupid DBV could be, especially against enraged decks. The ability to just shuffle that thing away, not deal with it, like for the rest of that combat outside of Namekian nonsense, is just a life's end.
I guess that's not a bad point, actually. But, see, I was hoping for the Dragon Balls to actually be new cards, not the old ones with slightly altered effects.
3 is very different if you count the map.
We'll cover each of them on their own merits as we get to them. But yeah, I really like this Dragon Ball. I agree with pretty much everybody saying that it's going to make DBV harder for the opponent because let's argue that they've got 5 Dragon Balls out, you cap ball 1, you can then shuffle it back into the deck, and as you say, barring some sort of potential Namekian nonsense or outside assistance, from other cards in the game, it's going to make that win conditions slightly harder for them. But yeah, I quite like this Dragon Ball, and I like the fact that it's a symmetrical effect with the life card of damage. So, I think that's a little overlooked. Chat saying Lord Slug might be the outlier. Yeah, possibly. Man, Slug keeps shaping up.
Slug's gonna make a comeback.
Yeah, comeback implies he was here.
I was literally going to say that. Like, comeback implies that he was successful to begin with.
Slug was good back in the early days.
Of set 3. when Krillin was better, Ginyu was better, Piccolo was better.
I didn't mind him.
The symmetrical effect on this, that your opponent gets a +1 from it, is kind of like, as I'll say for the rest of the Dragon Balls, I would rather run most of the Earth Dragon Balls because they are better at what they do.
Mhm.
This one gives the boost to both players, and I think this is the one where it's a for that boost, it's a step down from the original Namek balls. It also doesn't protect your other balls from being capped, which I think was the bigger plus of Namek Dragon Ball 1.
Oh, absolutely. Namekian Dragon Ball
feel-
1 in a vacuum is much better. Because of the protection it offers and the fact that it's not a symmetrical effect. But, I think this is a good thing. The Earth Dragon Balls aren't carbon copies of the Namekian Dragon Balls. They're slightly weaker, per se. I quite like this. I cut Maddie off. I'm very sorry.
That's all good, man. I feel like because it gives both you and your opponent the +1 life guard of damage, it might make your opponent less inclined to shuffle it in if you don't have a lot of balls on the field.
Possibly.
Which is probably one of my favorite parts about the Dragon Ball, is that it makes your opponent think.
It also makes it easier for both players to get criticals.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
The balls move around.
Yeah, it's going to lead to a more aggressive game, which seems to be the direction that Panini keeps trying to drag the game in anyway.
Have they said what whether if your opponent's playing Namekian Dragon Balls, whether you can capture that ball?
Well, you can't. The ruling in the rulebook simply states that you cannot have both sets of Dragon Balls in your deck.
So if they are running the different set, you can grab their Namekian Ball 1 and have a +2 modifier going.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
imagine.
that's gonna
Yeah,
be disgusting.
a set. Yeah, and they can't cap the Namekian Ball. It's going to be funny. I'm liking the direction this game is heading in. But again, Dragon Ball 1, Earth Dragon Ball 1, sorry, forcing a more aggressive game, which is a direction that it seems Panini's been wanting to push for a bit now. I think the obvious sort of tie into that was that Namekian event. Which one was it? Was just spoiled? The Omni block that searches for Earth Dragon Balls. If there was ever a reason I had to believe that Hybrid Defense was getting on that freeze list anytime soon, it's that new event. But that's a different story for a different day, I think. Or maybe we can discuss it after that we've done with the main topics.
Sure.
Yeah. Chat is saying if your opponent is running Namekian balls and you Earth, just keep capping his ball 1 to protect your Earth balls. This is true. Red Slug tutor plus plenty of crits. Yep, also true. RIP Hybrid. I don't think too many people are upset to see Hybrid Defense go, potentially.
I am.
Yeah,
It's
well,
really fucking restored.
yeah, yes it
Them's
is.
the
People
words
just-
of a Namekian player.
People
Not
just
even a
need to
Namekian
not
player.
bitch. People just need to not bitch.
Yeah, I played a lot of Restored Cell, and I've seen a lot of other people try and play it. And a lot of the time they were like, "I'm just going to keep circling hybrid defense," and it's like, "Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Do that. You're not actually progressing your board state, but yeah, you do that." Actually, I haven't got the poll up yet. There we go. Chat, as I said, there's a poll. The Nightbot, he's got the link there. The link should be in the description if you want to vote on any of these cards, yes or no, as to whether or not they're playable. But we're going to move right along to Earth Dragon Ball 2. Which simply reads, advance or lower your opponent's MP 1 level.
I love
This is forced. Unlike the Namekian Dragon Ball 2, you have to do this.
You would be in a very weird situation if you both wanted to play the ball and you didn't want them to go down or up a level.
I mean, if my opponent's, say, Orange 20 and he's on level 4, I do not want him getting to level 3.
So send him up. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, no,
You get the ball out.
yeah. But with the Namekian Dragon Ball, it wasn't optional. It's really weird. I'm not it's worth pointing out. I don't know if it's going to be overly relevant. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting little change to the dynamics of the Dragon Ball 2. It's going to be dangerous
Well,
to
they
cap
needed
against
to print
Vegeta.
DB2.
Yes.
Like, without a DB2 in the new balls, like, it's just too necessary a card these days.
Well, yeah.
DB2 already existed.
No,
Yeah.
but, like, if you playing Earth Balls and not having DB2 would be a huge detriment.
Well, you wouldn't be able to win through DBV if you're running Earth Dragon. You wouldn't be able to win through DBV. Natively. Because you can't run the Namekian balls, and if your opponent's not running Earth Dragon Ball 2, then you've got 6 balls in your deck that do nothing. Well, they don't do nothing, but you know what I mean. You're just killing your win condition.
I've met some people that's forgotten to put in the last Dragon Ball in the deck.
I think Chris still cuts his own wrists over that.
He didn't forget. He didn't forget he was making the next level plays.
He was thinking, my opponent can't win through DBV if I don't have all the balls. Wait a minute. I also like that this Dragon Ball has to target your opponent. You can't do it to yourself.
Kind of miss that option.
And also, no, today's episode is not sponsored by Coke.
It was just really nice.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Well,
there are some times where you wish, man, can I go back down where I want to be? But yeah.
can you imagine playing Earth Dragon Ball 2, right? And just advancing yourself a level while still being able to win by MPPV?
No.
You mean kind of like what we'll get to later.
That's right. I can't target myself with that ball.
Yeah.
I'm playing New Saiyan and suddenly I'm level 3 and haven't even entered combat yet.
Yeah. Your opponent plays against you and they put you up. It's like, okay, fair enough. Have you got a plan? Anyone else got any input on Dragon Ball 2? I will say that the artwork on all these Dragon Balls thus far has been really nice.
I disagree. I'm not a fan of the curved frame on them.
No, that's
probably
the framing.
just
Framing
because,
is terrible.
Just because I'm used to the non-curved frame on the Namek balls. Like, I know that Ball 6 has a curved one if you got it out of the Piccolo Evolution starter deck. But, yeah, just a small niggling thing.
Yeah, no,
What about the colors?
Oh, I don't
too
trust the
yellow.
colors. I don't trust the colors on the spoilers because the notable ones from I think it was Evolution when they first came in. Some of the colors were really off on the spoilers, but when they came out in card that they're actually printed, it was all right. It was normal the way it should have been. So the coloring's slightly off on a lot of the spoilers I've found in the past anyway. Chat saying, going to hurt stage camping decks, depending on how many of them show up. I mean, maybe. If your opponent wants to camp on level, like, say, 2, for argument's sake, you just drop them down.
Ginyu. Sending Ginyu to level 2 at the right time would just break him.
Yeah, or conversely, sending him back down to 1. Like, once he's found all his allies out of his deck, if you send him back down to 1, he's just this ineffectual ally. He's just like his attacks just like, or or you pump him up to level 2 and he can't find his allies because they're not in the bin or whatever. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Earth Dragon Ball 3. Draw the bottom 3 cards of your discard pile. Shuffle 2 cards from your hand into your life deck. Raise your anger 1 level. What do we think?
I adore this ball.
This is far better than Namekian Dragon Ball 3 in almost every way.
Nathan,
Yes?
can I get a readout of that again, please?
Yeah, sure. Draw the bottom 3 cards of your life deck. Of your discard pile. Shuffle 2 cards from your hand into your life deck. Raise your anger 1 level.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I think it's sexy. I like it. Craps all over Namekian Dragon Ball 3.
A very strong card.
James Brunton
I
says,
think-
love the artwork of this.
This
I think
card
the only
is...
way it's weaker is because it can't lower people's anger anymore. That is like the only feature it lost out on.
Sure, I mean,
Yeah.
it also... It's going to force you to think very carefully as to how you're ordering your discard pile. which you probably
Ouch.
should be doing in the first place anyway.
Oh, never mind.
If you're careless, this Dragon Ball is going to do 3 parts of fuck all to you, for you. If
See,
you
I have to disagree with that. At any rate at all, it is going to give you a +2 to the life deck, whereas Namekian Dragon Ball 3 is always a -1 to the life deck.
Sure, but I mean, okay, when you're playing Namekian Dragon Ball 3, and we'll say again, I always go back to the Restored Cell because that's what I played a lot of. That's never a bad thing for me. If I know it's on the bottom of my life deck, happy fucking days for me. Like this, yeah, sure, you're gaining 2 cards, +2 cards to your life deck. I just, if you're not careful about how you stack your discard pile, the 3 cards you're going to draw potentially aren't going to help you at all.
Honestly,
Even if
what
that's the
sold
case-
this ball was the shuffle effect.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Red Roshi will love this ball.
Yeah.
Someone
what
in
did
chat-
she-
Roshi's not going to be as good.
Someone in chat saying Red Bribe really likes Earth DB2 and DB3. Yeah. Yep. They're also saying great for Ruthless and those that manipulate the order of the discard. Exactly right. But as I say, if you don't think about it, and you're not careful enough, and you don't plan out well enough, you got the potential there to draw 3 cards, which you just don't want to see in the first place.
I think if your deck has cards that are that bad, you have like bigger issues.
Yeah.
Well,
agree
I
with
mean,
that.
yeah, okay, sure, but like you're not putting. There are times where you draw any cards that you don't want to see at that point in time, but they're not bad for the deck, correct?
Oh yeah, true.
So, like, assuming you've built the deck the way you want to build it, but haven't paid attention to how you're stacking your discard pile, like, you can end up with cards back in your hand and then back into the deck that you don't want at that point in time. Like, I like it. I still like the Dragon Ball. I think it's going to reward players who think a little bit more about how they're going through things than the blind Dragon Ball 3 that Namekian Dragon Ball 3 just blind luck half the time.
That
And
said,
then just grab out
Devious
the
is
rest of the
dead.
Dragon Balls.
What was that? Sorry, Dylan?
Well, with Devious dead, there's no more like easy access to your discard pile getting the bottom banished.
That's true, but there is still plenty of discard removal. The fact that people have chosen not to use it up until now is,
And still isn't.
Hey man, I've been saying it for a long
Haven't
time,
seen it
man.
below.
Devblow should be pretty much in every deck that you can fit that at least 2 copies of it in. I like to make room for 2 copies. It's won me games.
I think that's an entire like conversation on its own, though.
The merits of Devblow. Oh, excuse me. Earth Dragon Ball 4. Destroy up to 2 allies. Destroy the top 2 cards of your opponent's life deck. How are we feeling?
Yep.
This card's a winner.
Again, I think
DVB
it's,
enabler.
again, I think it's better than the Namekian version. Not necessarily for the ally destruction, although more decks are running allies these days, but for the fact that it will always have an effect in that Destroy 2.
Yeah.
Like, Ball 4 does not always have an effect. Earth Dragon Ball 4 does.
Yep. I kind of think you're spruiking this ball harder because you are a Roshi player. You want to see as many of these as opposed to as many as the Namekian Ball 4s, right?
I don't care. You put the Namekian Ball 4 down once, you kill 2 setups, and then I'll never crit it from you. Like,
That said, it is an entirely safe move. Like, a Roshi deck's never going to care if you take it.
The Dragon Ball 4 or Dragon Ball...
The Earth one.
Yeah.
Compared to the Namekian one. Like, the Namekian one, if you lose 2 of your named setup, that hurts. Like,
also, I'm not gonna get to my final game of Top Cut for top 2 and play Ball 4 when it's clearly gonna hurt me much more than it helps I'm safe saying these things because he's not on stream.
Yes, but he knows where you live.
That right
Heartbroken.
there. That's a paddling.
That's a paddling.
Yeah.
But the favorite thing about Earth Dragon Ball 4 is that it says up to 2 allies, so you can safely play it in your ally deck.
Yes.
The same
Yeah.
way that Ball 4 can safely, quote, be played in a setup heavy deck. I say quote because it can be stolen and used against you.
Yeah, and I
Goku
mean
just loves this. What can I say?
and that's the risk.
Synergy with Kami.
This one.
Yeah,
it'd be
kill-
kind of
kill
funny.
your own Kami, get
Yeah.
another ball, 2 balls, 1 play.
Yep, that's right. It's great.
Um,
I like the sound of that. 2 balls, 1 play.
Reese likes the sound of anything with 2 balls.
Time throw. That's what she said, joke. Yeah.
I've completely forgotten what I was going to say now. Oh well.
You got balls on the mind, Nathan.
Yeah, clearly. They're big, round, and yellow. I legitimately had something like I thought was interesting to say, but now I completely wiped. Don't know. I like the clock.
Solid clock.
It's got little dials on it. It's got time on it. The Dragon Ball's on a
It's got
pillow.
time on it, you say.
Yeah.
So if I play this card, do I save myself from attacks?
No, you don't, and you now lose the game. Every game you play for just saying that.
Yamcha's expert assistant, am I right? Haunting me everywhere I go.
Does anyone have anything they want to say about this? Chat, do you have anything you like about this Dragon Ball? Nightbot's being very vocal, asking people to vote.
I've seen that. It's talking more than the people.
I might actually
I'd
set
like
it.
to see the votes though.
Well, I didn't actually reset the counter for this one, so I think that last one vote is for Dragon Ball 3. I could be wrong. Alright, well, we'll move on to Ox King. Naming genius. Parenthetical text. If your MP is Chi-Chi, Goku, Gohan, Goten, Pan, or Videl, rejuvenate 3 with this card in display. Continuous effect. Damage for attacks can only be modified by the effects of physical combat or energy combat cards. You know what I'm most happy about this card for?
Because it mentions Chi-Chi as a potential MP?
And Pan,
Videl.
Yeah,
and
boy.
Videl. I'm very happy with that.
Because what it does, it
Sing with
references characters I like.
Yep, exactly right.
Yep, that's 100% it.
Mate, if we never see a Chi-Chi MP, I'll be all too happy.
That's because you're a misogynist.
I'm not at all. I'd love any other female character, but Chi-Chi's the cow.
Oh, we know.
Just,
Yeah, Nick's got hate on
real
Chi-Chi.
quick, that the guys on YouTube are saying that I think that the main deck choice for Dragon Balls would be like what your deck needs, and I think that's completely right.
I think the main choice in DBs would be mainly what your deck needs. You know, guarantee. Yeah, exactly right. And like we'll come back to Ox here, but it's always been the case that like if you're not playing the 7 Dragon Balls, if you're not going for the DBV, you'll only play the Dragon Balls which you benefit most from anyway. So, you know, that's why people were running DB7 without the other 6 Dragon Balls, because DB7's a godly card. DB1 to protect, you know, the other 1 or 2 Dragon Balls. DB6 because they like their stage buffs and all that sort of stuff.
Two, because it counters
Yeah,
everyone that's dangerous right now.
yeah, pretty much. CAD Draft. I think your name's Ryan, right? Oh, fuck yourself, Nick. He's saying that they're covering their bases with the potential MP names. This is true. It's more covering the base than saying it's 100% confirmed. But it's hope. It's that glimmer of hope, that little light down the tunnel. I would like to see a Ladies of Dragon Ball Z set. You know,
That'd be cool, actually.
3 characters.
Yeah,
that it could have.
yeah, it'd have like 3 people in it. It's okay.
We need
Well,
the
you could argue
Arale
that
drop.
Mai
Yeah, yeah, my.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 4.
You know what it wouldn't add? It wouldn't add
Raleigh?
Riley. Yeah,
And a new stack for 18.
yep. It wouldn't add
Don't
any
forget about
Namekians to the
Android
game,
20.
which is great. Don't forget Android 20. What are you on about?
The girls in Dragon Ball, right?
Don't let Chris
I mean,
hear you say
you
that.
mean 19, right?
I think
No,
he means
no.
18.
No. I mean 20.
Chris is going to murder
Chris
you.
is gonna smack you upside the face. You've just kind of deflected all of his negative attention off of me and back onto you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I need a clip. I need that clip from the bodyguard. Where you
So Ox King, right?
yeah,
Amazing.
you like him? I like his
yeah,
parenthetical
like-
text.
Where
His parents
Yeah.
people you want him in
Awesome.
is pretty much Gohan and Goku for sort of control-y decks or just as a meta call. And
Okay,
it
but
works
he turns
perfectly.
off the damage buffs that all of those levels have. Like
Gohan
Gohan has level
what buffs?
damage buffs all the way up him. Goku has damage buffs all the way up him.
Yeah, except that Gohan's buffs are life damage on styled, so in any situation where you're playing the new stack, you don't care. And
What about Vegeta?
Well, I mean, what about Vegeta?
Nothing.
He turns off half of your blue resolute mastery when you're Goku.
This is true.
he can be played in other styles.
He turns off any damage buff from the mastery.
But the whole point is you run him in decks that don't care about the modifiers, and you gain a huge advantage against people who rely on those modifiers.
Yeah, no, I can understand that, but like,
Like if right now, like if Ox King was playable, I would run him in a Gohan deck just because you can drop him against Broly and just flip him off for the rest of the game.
Until he plays Saiyan, what is it, spin kick or whatever it is, and goes
Yeah,
bye.
But if you camp a return to play immediately afterwards,
yeah, I can see where you're
I'd
getting
play
from.
this in a Gohan deck. I like that.
I'd play it for the Rejuvenate 3.
that as well. Like every time he dies, replay him, rejuve 3 again.
I
I'm
mean,
sure
I
there's
would-
some sort of blue bounce strat that you could pull off.
I'm
where you
sure. I'm
rejuve
sure
3 a
there's.
bunch of
I'm
times.
sure there's a Goku who returns allies to your hand.
It is true.
That is very true.
The question there is,
Yeah,
are you gonna
no,
play the
the-
old Goku over the new Goku? That's a different story altogether.
Depending on
I am-
the build.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the subtitle naming genius. Like,
That was at.
I don't
It was when someone was born. I can't remember which child. I think it was Goten.
Maybe.
I vaguely remember a scene where Ox King was trying to name one of the kids, and it was like there was a lot of references to him in the list.
in that case,
Let's
it
go,
was
Tam.
dirty. It was dirty, disgusting filler, and I hate it.
Hey, the filler is where all the best shit happened.
Ryan saying was when
Oh,
Gohan was
no.
born. Yeah, I couldn't remember which of the two kids it was.
Dirty, disgusting filler.
Hey, I will agree with Reese. Some of the filler was really good. Princess Snake for more of the ladies of DBZ.
No, please.
What about launch? I want
Well,
launch.
yeah, that'd
I
be- yeah.
would also appreciate launch.
I think Toriyama would appreciate remembering her.
See,
Right.
launch actually wasn't filler. Launch was a real character.
Yeah, she was from DB.
Until she was forgotten.
Once upon a time, just left in a bar.
Was born. Yeah, I couldn't remember which of the two kids it was. Who has who's got the stream in the background? Launch would be hilarious.
It was.
See, I would actually really like a launch stack. You know how other card games have those cards that flip over, like they're double-sided. You can flip them over.
Like
Like
Magic.
you have launch, flip sides.
I'd have her as an ally. I wouldn't make her
yeah.
an MP stack, but I'd just make it as an ally that flips when something happens.
Flips.
Yeah, like those flip magic
Wow.
cards.
That's interesting.
Well,
yeah,
you
yeah,
could
I'm with
argue
you.
she already
That's
has a
kind of
named
cool.
card in orange.
Yeah, she kind of does. We've burned through a lot of this spoiler stuff that I had planned thus far. Is there any do we want to kick on through the Mastery and the Gohan stuff, and then potentially look at some of the other stuff that's come out, or do we want to? What's chat want to do? What do you guys want to do? Do we want to take a look at some of the other spoilers that have come out?
Well,
Sure,
I have a
why
huge notepad of notes on all of Gohan, so that can wait.
Fair enough.
Someone actually did homework for this stream.
I set it all up, so
Hey, I'm sitting here with the Dropbox open.
that's good. If the chat tells us no, we shouldn't do it, then well, it's a bit sad. I gotta find
Yeah,
one.
go for Gohan first. Yeah, we got Gohan being called out.
Yeah. If
anyone
we will give people what they want.
If
Go for
anyone
Gohan
in the
first.
chat wants a pile of Vengeance rares, say something and so on, because I have roughly a deck's worth of them.
Well, I mean, before we get to Gohan, we probably should look at the Saiyan Dynamic Mastery. I'm gonna need some heroin to get through the argument that is about to ensue.
No. I'm just gonna go get like a beverage.
Kinthun, Nightbot has silenced you for 5 seconds apparently too many caps, I think. Saiyan Dynamic Mastery, parenthetical text. You may begin the game on level 2. Continuous effect, you need 6 anger to advance a personality level. Your start attacks without anger, printed in the text box, gain, raise your anger 1 level. Oh boy.
Alright, so before we get started, this mastery is great. Alright, now next one.
next card. Yep. Yeah, we're on to Gohan adapt.
You gotta throw those lies out.
Okay.
so
In seriousness, we'll discuss this.
The people who like this mastery, let's go through and talk about why we do, and then we'll hand over to Dylan, so he can tell us where
Tear
we're
it apart.
wrong.
I'll just
Sure.
mute. What I'll do is I'll mute Dylan so he can't actually say anything bad against this mastery.
No!
That's mean.
Okay, so I think we can all agree starting level 2 is pretty fucking solid.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
They're needing 6 anger to advance personality level. Okay, sure. Your start attacks without anger printed in the text box gain, raise your anger 1 level. That's great.
It's a trap.
You're a trap.
Wait, your turn will come later, okay? We're talking about how good the mastery is, and then the wrong people get to talk later.
Yeah.
No.
After the
We don't
stream.
talk about how quote unquote bad it is.
17 anger is all you need to MPPV. I will suggest that you could run Saiyan Analysis Drill, or whatever the hell it is, and cut that down a little bit more, but that's a different story. Trent's just joined the chat. He's saying narrow mastery is narrow. Look, I'm not saying it's not narrow, but it's a good mastery. Nick.
Okay. I don't think this is a quote good mastery. This is
God
a very
Damn
boring.
it, Dylan.
This is a very boring mastery. This is the kind of mastery that I will never play because it offers me no real strategic avenues.
Whoa. Raditz. Raditz loves this mastery.
Hey, shut up!
Like,
You said you don't like this mastery. You said you're wrong. Continue, Nick.
Hey, I have the facts, man. I have all the info.
I will never enjoy playing this kind of mastery. I think it's very boring. It does one thing and one thing only. Starting at level 2 is tasty as fuck. I looked at the Saiyan MPs. There's not a single one except maybe Turtlus who doesn't appreciate starting at level 2. And even Turtlus goes, well, I'm closer to my level 3, so this is cool.
Yeah, if you you start the game at level 2, right? You just enter in the first combat with Tellus and go, here's my energy attack. You don't block, I go to level 3 now.
As Chris said earlier today, like this makes every card in your deck raise your anger. And as Chris said earlier today, set 1 had a deck that was green that raised anger with every action, and it got nerfed 3 times.
Yeah, but that deck also didn't have genitals.
That doesn't stop. How does that negate the point I'm trying to say?
How dare you assume his gender?
I'm pretty sure we all know Goku's a guy, right? No, you can't have a turn yet.
You've already had a turn in chat. It's
Yeah,
too late.
yeah. You had your turn there. You said something about Raditz. Look, okay. The 6 anger to advance is kind of a pain, but like when every styled attack you're throwing, regardless of whether or not it says anger in its text box, you're gaining an anger. This is the other thing too. Like if it doesn't say raise your anger, it just says something about the word anger in there in the text box somewhere. It won't raise your anger 1 level.
I don't have anything more to say about this mastery because of how fucking narrow it is. Like, there's nothing for me to say. It's start at level 2, get some anger. The end. Have fun.
Fair enough. All right, Dylan.
It's a bit more than that. Start at level 2.
Oh, hang on. Reese is
Immediately ahead of your opponent.
Do you want me
Beat
to
the
start
shit
with
out
the
of
good
it.
stuff? Because I have. Good
That's
stuff
it.
about
Start with the good stuff.
Okay.
And then
they
end,
print-
and then we'll go to the next card.
If they print a styled, like, advance a level card, a la Namekian's leaping kick, I believe it was, Cell becomes godly with dynamic. Just that one addition to Saiyan would immediately make this like tier 1 is all Christ.
Cell starting on level 2 in the first place is just fucking strong. Because he
It's
just
really
searches
good,
something up.
right?
He just
But,
goes,
like,
I'll
that
search for whatever I want.
But the problem with it is, like, starting on 2 is great. There's a lot of MPs who can take advantage of it. Goku on every level can take advantage of it. Every Vegeta but the shit one is able to take advantage.
So you mean the
So you
2
need
Vegetas we've
ones.
had before?
But my point is that everyone likes being on 2. The problem is if you get kicked off 2, this mastery doesn't help you get back.
Yes, it does. All your styled attacks that don't have anger on them say, here, have an extra anger.
Yeah, but has anyone tried doing slow anger gain in this meta or any meta?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I did it this afternoon.
Oh.
It went fine.
Well,
you know,
it doesn't work.
this meta won't be around next meta.
No, I know, but when we get to rampaging Gohan,
Can I please quote myself from like 2 seconds ago? Yes, it went fine.
I don't believe you. Let me continue.
No, you've had your say.
You are wrong.
No, but my point is that when you have anger control, it's all about reaching a certain point and then bursting up that last leg before they can lower you to nothing. Like a head knock, like dev blow. All of those cards tear this mastery apart because you're only ever gaining 1 at a time, with the
that's not true.
the 3 exceptions of gut kick, face strike, and I think the freestyle card that gains 2 in Rage Blast. Everything else is
set
1
up.
anger.
But like we just said, no one plays dev blow, so it's fine.
Yeah, but people do run anger control because it is just insane to not do otherwise. Like, there is no decks these days not running anger control, or at the very least unleash, which is sort of anger control if you're versing fucking empowered. My point is, you have to
Got
throw
something
6 attacks with this mastery to level up.
But you just said you don't. There's 3 exceptions to that rule.
With the 3 exceptions, but you can't always rely on them. So, like, say
Yeah,
you
but
draw
okay,
one of
but
them,
yeah, that's a
5
valid argument. That's a valid argument. But your opponent, you conversely, you can't always rely on having the anger control in your hand.
No, I know that, but having anger control is a lot easier than drawing multiples of your anger burst cards to get off 1 in a hustle. Like, if you need to be off 1. While most of the time, like the high average, you're going to need 5 to 6 attacks. And that's too many attacks. That is an entire combat from beginning to end just to get 1 level without them interfering. Like, too slow. Like, protective is ridiculous for a reason. Like, I I run protective against anger decks, and I laugh at them because
Yeah, but we don't have to
just
worry about protective
so-
anymore, do you?
Protective
Yeah,
isn't
but it
here.
self-protectives you.
Sure.
You're literally making your opponent have protective's primary big advantage for free.
Sure. But, like, your argument is also that they just got to D-level. I mean, you still have to draw into the... How many cards are there that will D-level someone now? Trent also saying, if you're not playing Dev Bloat, you're DBZing wrong. 100% agreed.
The problem isn't that there's, like, a ridiculous amount of D-levels. The problem is consistency in trying to top cut. It's all well and good, the games you don't get de-leveled and you just stomp someone because you got that, like, level 2 and then unleashed up and then, like, crushed them. The problem is when you're, like, going for top cut and then you get unlucky and they DB2 you and you're stuck. Like, you've seen Namekian decks get Warbreakered early and die. Like, that is the sort of...
Yeah, but no, but the
like,
problem there is that Namekian didn't have access to the tools in great enough quantities to remove the Warbreaker until...
Yeah,
arguably recently.
Saiyan doesn't have access to the tools to burst anger like red or even black or like some of the the MPs are the ones who are bringing the high anger gain. Like 13's anger gain comes from his ability to take damage outside of his action, gain burst 2 anger and then burst again. Saiyan's got nothing. Like it's got two anger gains and that's it. Everything else is 1.
And don't forget that one of them actually makes you lose 2 anger after it hits.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just they don't have the tools to get off 1 if they get stuck there without either top decking a skip, and that's just not a nice place to be if your strategy is based on 2 and above. Like if you're rampaging, you have answers like 2 cards and you're there if they're unblocked. But this, like, it's just too dangerous for me. Like, I would need a deck built around it perfectly with a good level 1, or I would be terrified that 1 DB2 would end my tournament.
Just don't play Saiyan. Play a good style.
Chat's saying we also haven't seen many of the Saiyan cards for this set, which is true. Like, they could well be a lot more anger gain for Saiyan coming in this set because of the fact, as you say, you are self-protected.
They can't do it because rampaging becomes broken.
No, it doesn't. Not by your admission of saying there's plenty of anger control.
No. But rampaging's...
They need
makes
to say...
rampaging so good is going, okay, I'm on 1 anger. Are you going to chuck that Dev Blow at me? No? Okay, I'm leveling up.
They still need to hit. They still need to hit with the Rampaging Mastery.
It's not the hit. It's the 4 is your, like, reach. That's the primary thing. Like, if the Mastery didn't have that 6 anger to level, if it was just 5 with the anger gain, it would be fine. Like, it would be no problems because 5's not too bad.
I get what he's saying there, is that any cards with anger burst more than 1 make... Like, if your card reads you gain 2 anger, rampaging suddenly gets half of a level there.
No, I understand that.
What is it? Like, I've got a rampaging Gohan build after he was released that I've been, like, just doing a little bit of testing on, and it on turn 1... in quite a few 3-hand combinations, goes to level 3. Like, that is how fast it is. And if Saiyan gets more, like, anger burst, like, solid anger burst, it will just go from, like, crazy good to just needs to be nerfed immediately. Like, how do you fix this mastery without making rampaging unstoppable?
Just freeze rampaging. Shit mastery anyway. Who plays it?
I like rampaging.
Yeah, but you're Reese.
Wow.
Rampaging's looking really good moving into the next set, actually. Like, it was only slightly weaker than, like, Empowered anyway. So, it'll be nice to see people experimenting with it.
Yeah, I don't think you're giving this particular mastery enough credit. I'm not saying... You're right with a lot of what you're saying. But I think, especially with Gohan, this is going to be an interesting mastery. I think someone is going to have a lot of success with this mastery.
Well, what I expect the 2 strongest people for running it, which I would probably run dynamic instantly with, is new Goku because of his level 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like the ability to control your discard and just recycle constantly, like from the get-go, is quite ridiculous. And if you combine it with drill tutors, you can get an early Saiyan Protective Drill? It's been a while. The neg 1.
Yeah,
And when
yeah.
It's rejuvened.
Um,
With that, you would have essentially a hiding drill effect in Saiyan with a +1 bonus modifier for yourself and card advantage from your discard.
I don't know if you've taken this into account, Dylan, but I've just remembered that Saiyan has a fairly easy access to an attach card that prevents you from having your levels lowered.
Yes, Tracking Blast. Fantastic card. But that's probably going to be what's run in Dynamic just because they're going to abandon the MPPV. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad mastery. It's not. It's just bad at MPPV and it's risky. You know, it's not as safe as Rampaging's like consistent getting to the next level.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
4 anger versus 6.
Yeah, you
Flavor
could run.
Judge says
You could run bloody analysis drill, analyzing drill, whatever it is, to make it only 5.
And then there's the other drill that makes it so you can throw a tack out for an extra 1 anger, and it's going to hit because no one wants to block something that does nothing.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean,
Well, it doesn't even need to hit, actually. What am I talking about?
yeah, I think this mastery has potential, especially starting at level 2. I mean, that's a huge leg up against, not only are you having access to a quote-unquote better level, but you're also getting access to a higher power-up rating, which just gives you more advantages on top of, the inherent, I start on level 2. But I think this mastery will be one to watch. Someone, as I said before, I think someone is going to do quite well with this mastery, and people will be surprised as to how powerful it is.
Someone's going to break it with Raditz. Like, it
It'll be
combines with
Dan.
Raditz amazingly.
Yeah,
Dan.
I think Dan will be the one to break it.
Dan?
Like,
Yeah.
maximum value on every setup in your deck without needing to get to level 2 in the first place.
Yeah, exactly right.
Holy hell.
this is my
Any?
least favorite mastery artwork so far.
Why's that?
I don't know, just something about it is a huge turn off to me.
I don't like the art. Like, it looks kind of like the Set 1 masteries on Octagon. Like the high tech for it. Like, it kind of looks like there's a bit of beveling on the edges, but I think, again, as I said earlier, I think it'll look nicer in person than it does on screen.
You know
But-
what? I've realized what it is, what I don't like about the art. It's the fact that there are so many Saiyan cards that look almost exactly the same. They have Goku on one side in some combat pose with someone else on the other side.
Yeah,
They're
could be
always
it.
smashing their forearms against each other as well. Like, no one ever just throws a proper punch. It's always these, like, elbow rushes.
Yep. Well, let's move on to arguably one of the biggest draw cards in this set. Gohan. We have Gohan, level 1. Continuous effect. Your attacks are considered styled. Whenever an ally you control is banished, raise your anger 1 level. Physical attack. You may banish an ally. Damage, AT, plus 2 life cards. I'll make Nick go through the power stages too if we want.
Sure. We are starting at 0, as with every other MP, and we go BB, C, 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 D, D, E, and E again. Also, his E is higher than Goku's E. At level 1.
That is
Oh,
true.
snippety snap.
He's also per 3.
Sorry?
He has per 3, which should not be underestimated these days.
No, of course not. What are we thinking, guys?
Goddamn
see.
close to broken.
I don't know about broken. I like it. I don't like that banish your own allies business.
It's a May effect. Oh, do you mean
Uh,
the anger gain?
No, I get it's a May effect, but
It's
the
not.
fact
It's
that
any
not
ally. It's an ally,
Yeah,
not
okay,
your own.
never mind. Never mind. I was looking at the wrong part of the card.
Nick's on crack.
Sometimes.
No.
my
Apparently
goodness.
Goku. Apparently Goku is 800,000 at max level.
Oh, snap.
Oh,
Nick is
okay,
wrong.
never mind, I was wrong again. I just need to stop, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
No, he is 800,000. That's
Yeah.
correct.
I like this level 1.
Yep. All attacks are considered styled, which is consistent through his whole stack. Is really good.
Used with Kami or in blue.
Literally mind blowing.
Both.
So there's this new blue card, right? And it's that one that at the end of combat you reveal the bottom card, and if it's an ally, you put it into play.
You mean from
Yes,
Vengeance? Yeah, Vengeance.
Yeah. So, like, if you just use Gohan's level 1, you just banish Kami. Just go for Dragon Ball victory through Kami.
If
I
you're gonna do
I
that,
don't
you
think
might
you'll be
as well
fast
just play
enough, but-
Goku.
Yeah.
It takes so much tech to keep that strategy going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Only the one.
it would be a
Only
lot
the one.
of
Kami. Yeah, I think it's a solid little. I think it's a solid level 1.
He has dumb hair.
You have dumb hair.
Yes, I do.
I'm actually
but,
not digging this.
You're not digging it?
No, I don't like it.
Why not?
Okay, wait, the art or
I'm
the
with
stack?
Seems the entire card. I don't like the card at all.
Do you care to?
I feel like I just feel like the level 1 is bad, and that's plausibly the reason why he's hooked up with the new Saiyan Mastery, so he can just skip his level 1 and go to 2.
Oh, yeah,
I
okay.
feel like
disagree
it's
with that.
pretty weak.
I can throw
I
3
disagree.
strategies out right now. Why he's not? One,
Just
the fact that-
Ruthless.
Just the fact that he's well, yeah, you've got Ruthless, which means that his attack in Ruthless is AT plus 2 life cards plus 2 stages, and his AT is not something to be sniffed at. He's got a PUR of 3, so he jumps through them fairly quickly. In fact, the only time that he doesn't jump in AT is if you start at his 3 above, because then you'll still be at C. He can get to E, which is fantastic for AT plus anything, on level 1.
It also
So-
gets better when you consider that you can power punch for AT plus 7 and then gain 2 anger and then reuse it the turn after, as well as every
Yeah, but
other
I'm-
freestyle card in the game.
I'm looking at the MP by himself. I just don't think that he's that great.
Yeah,
On
but
level 1.
that one styled feature enables so much. His in Perceptive, his basically will never lose to a control matchup because every single attack, including his own, is banishing an ally and destroying a setup or drill on hit. You put him in orange with distracting drill, and suddenly he's doing a 6 life physical attack for every hit. You can put him with the anger gain drills in orange now that all constantly said styled and throw out power punches for 3 gain anger and AT plus 7 or 9 or whatever have you.
Just gonna say, Dylan, you can indeed pair him with orange. In fact, it's in his name, Gohan Adept. Which
Yeah.
mastery is Adept?
Also,
Wop,
he's
wop.
broken in rampaging. Like, just broken. Like a power punch going through for 2 anger immediate, 1 anger and hit. Like, heroic dashing punch for 1 anger, another anger and hit, skip them. Then, throw something else out. Like, I was just, like, messing around, and I'm like, if I draw dashing punch, power punch, and any other anger card, like any other Saiyan or freestyle card in the deck, I am getting to level 3 if they don't block or lower my anger. Like, that's a huge amount of pressure.
But also, you've got
That
no
being
blocks in your
said-
hand, and they kick you in the nuts, and you die.
Who cares?
All of
How
these
much damage can a
levels-
3-hand do? Maximum 20?
No.
Have you played in this meta?
No, I have, but on turn 1 with 3 cards.
I've
with
seen
them
someone melt.
arguably
I've
on
seen.
level 1 or 2.
I've seen someone melt someone's deck in turn 1
Yeah, but consistently?
Seen some shit,
consistently, man.
Have you played in this meta?
I have played a lot in this meta. My point is that, like, sometimes the ability to enter and shoot to 3, and you're not going to be hurt by stage damage, you're leveling. So that means life beats are the only dangerous card available, like Vegeta, Gallic gunning you 3 times. That would
Gohan's
suck.
levels have the same effect of your attacks are considered styled.
Yes.
Speaking of, we'll move across to level 2 now. Again, all your attacks are considered style. When your MP would advance a level, you may lower your MP 1 level instead. Power, discard a card from your hand to search your life deck for a styled attack or block card and place it in your hand. Would you like to go through the stages, Nick?
I sure would. We start at 0, and then we go to B, C, 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 D, D, E, 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 E.
What
This
of E?
guy keeps his E fairly consistently.
Yeah, nice power up rating of 4.
Yep.
Again, as we said, the continuous effect of attacks considered styled is still there. Whenever your MP would advance a level, you may lower your MP 1 level instead. What do we feel about that?
Niche, but nice.
Yeah. Niche is a good way to put it. You could, if Gohan to the rescue was not when entering and was in fact an action, that'd be fantastic. You'd go, alright, I'm going to drop down, get myself another ally, and immediately go back up. Bye!
What do we think about the power? The draw a card, discard a card to search for an attack or a block.
Hand
True to
filtering
spectacle.
at the best.
I think it's slightly worse than Cell, right?
A little bit, but I just noticed this on this level. Gohan's kick, or whatever the actual card is called. You can choose to level up to 2 levels, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can go, I'm going to level up to 2 levels. His thing will go, no, I'm going to put myself down to level 1 instead, and then the other level will put me back to 2. And then it'll reset you to 2. For no reason other than to fuck with people's heads.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Resets the stages. That's what it would do.
That's true.
Yeah. Any discussion on Gohan Unlocked?
Tutoring is always good. The fact that it does have to be that it is a conditional tutor means you do have to show it, but YOLO, what are you going to do? You can actually go Gohan's power for Blue Terror for another card, so you're just getting some chains in there.
You could.
And Blue Terror can actually get any card from the deck rather than
No,
a
it can't.
styled. Well, outside of a Dragon Ball, come on, fuck off.
Discard command.
Yeah, discard command, discard corruption, discard declaration if you really want to. Discard any of the cards that are hopefully coming out for black that have when discarded effects. In blue, you have a few thousand when discarded get extra stuff effects.
Yeah. Could discard that blue guard. Lifting drill. Neck beam if you want to gain 4 stages.
Or that other new card that also gains 4 stages when discarded.
Head knock for anger control.
Why are you discarding head knock to search for a style?
No, I mean, what on access anger control whenever you need
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
there's a lot of times where I would love to discard anything just to get access to some anger control at a clutch moment.
Yeah, no, I've been in that boat before. Trent saying every other star can get a higher value card with this level than Saiyan.
I would disagree, but only because of rampaging.
We'll see,
Like, the
we'll see
ability
what
to
Trent has to say
turn-
about that.
Any card
Dylan,
into
Dylan.
3 anger.
Dylan, does a Saiyan have you at gunpoint right now? Is that what this is? Do we need to call the cops?
I like seeing Saiyan have possible decks that don't suck, okay? It's a rare occurrence. I'm taking advantage of it. Just
See,
like Vegeta.
as someone who entirely hates how focused the Saiyans became in the actual series. I am so glad that Saiyan struggles compared to other styles. 'Cause I'm a vindictive little shit.
Well, you're a little shit, yeah.
That's mean.
Um,
It also should be pointed out, one good dynamic tech on this level, sorry, not dynamic, restored, is you then have the ability to set up your hand, camp a card, and discard another card for essentially the card that you want, giving you 3 out of the 4 cards in your hand exactly what you want, which is consistency that has, not been seen before in this game.
wait, say that again? You're in restored?
Well, with restored, you get to camp 1 card in your hand, obviously, and then if it's styled, you get to cycle another card so it's going to be on top, so you have essentially access to the 2 cards that you know what they're going to be. And then with Gohan, you can convert another one of those cards into any attack or block in the deck, so that is essentially the 3rd card is whatever you want it to be for that combat.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like you couldn't really do it with Cell because it was a when entering effect. So on the defense, you would always end up like shuffling the deck, and then you've only still got 2 cards plus the 2 you draw. But unless you're 4 and then it's 3. But you know what I mean. With this, every combat you have the option of having 3 consistent cards doing exactly what you want, to an extent.
Yeah, I can sort of see what you're getting at. Trent's saying the problem with that is your opponent knows too, which is also true.
Well, yeah, you can't have everything.
Well, apparently some people would like to. Yeah, I think Gohan level 2 is probably, I don't know, he seems like the least interesting level to me personally. But, I mean, there's something there. As you say, filter your hand out. We'll move on to level 3 now. Gohan, unassuming continuous effect. Your attacks are considered styled and deal +2 stages of damage. Power is a physical attack. You may banish a setup, drill, or ally, and it deals 4 stages of damage. That's legitimately just Blue Betrayal, but for some more stages, right?
All I thought was calm down, Broly.
Yeah, basically. CCC D D E E E E F.
And power up to 5. You're never really unhappy to see banish a setup, drill, or ally on an attack, are you?
Nope.
No, you're right. Can't think of any counterpoint to that.
Like,
Just nice.
Yeah, I mean, sure, sometimes it's going to do nothing. But, like, in that situation, you're probably already ahead because your opponent has no board state.
I don't like that he suddenly becomes your attacks are considered styled and deal +2 stages of damage. That could be life cards, and it's not.
It's the match's stupid premier stack because it goes bloody like life to stages at level 3 for some reason and then back to life.
Right. I mean, it gets turned off by Ox King, which is, gross.
Yeah, I mean, but like, I kind of think if you would make that +2 life cards of damage, that'd be pretty hideous.
No, not really.
I'm sorry, not really. Sinister Choke. Base 7.
No, I would agree with you. Sans new Goku and new Vegeta just kind of throwing modifiers just everywhere. Like,
Yeah,
but this is like,
Goku-
but like they
Goku
again.
does say here's Sinister Choke for base 7, and Vegeta says here's Sinister Choke for base 1 billion.
Isn't Goku
Compass
about
types.
styled? Doesn't Goku add
Goku
style
is everything,
modifiers to his style attacks? Vegeta is the freestyle. Like, whereas Gohan is just like, I don't care what attack I'm throwing.
Hang on.
pretty sure
Goku
Goku's
is
everything.
your attacks deal +2 life, and your opponent's attacks deal -2 life.
Well, there you go.
Nothing there about styled.
Yeah.
Goku's effects talk about styled.
But that's my point. Like, him having +2 life on this level, like last set, would have been like a uproar, but now, like, fuck it, he should have done life.
You shouldn't have skipped leg day. This is my least favorite card in the stack because it's actually an illegal image. Gohan here has his Super Saiyan 2 hairdo, and he's wearing the Piccolo cape. That Piccolo cape was destroyed long before he turned Super Saiyan 2. This card is cheating.
It's jarring, isn't it? Like, he's just the hair. It's wrong.
And given the face, I feel like the face is from Super Saiyan 1, and they just took his Super Saiyan 2 hair and stuck it on there. It doesn't look like it fits at all.
Yeah, but like I hardly play the game based on the artwork of the cards.
Well, then you're just not stylish enough.
I don't care. Winning's fun. I'll play the best cards.
It's not fabulous.
I'd argue that you hardly play the game right now, but
So what happens when you're gainfully employed?
Calling Nathan out.
Oh, are you still here, Reese?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, bud.
Come in on the opportune moments.
Righto.
Is
Is there anything more to be said about this silly card?
Could have been better.
Could have been a hell of a lot worse, though. Like,
Also true.
do you remember the Hercule stack?
I like the Hercule stack. What's wrong with the Hercule stack?
Oh, we went through this.
We
I
did
can't go
last
through this
week.
again.
We ain't talking about the Hercule stack.
No,
Level 4
we're gonna stay
Gohan.
with Gohan.
Level 4, undeniable.
Yep. Continuous, your attacks are considered styled. Your physical attacks can only be stopped by physical combat cards. Your energy attacks can only be stopped by energy combat cards. Power. The next attack you perform as combat has its power stage cost reduced to 0, and its damage cannot be prevented. And apparently he's got an extra comma at 50,000 above.
So he starts at 0, he goes C, comma, D, 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 E, 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 F, F.
He goes to 50 million.
I gotta say...
Clearly.
Sorry?
He clearly goes to 50 million at Power Stage 2.
Is it
gotta
just
say-
me? Or if they did not fuck up at least one important card with some sort of typo, it just wouldn't be Panini products?
I can't. I've said it.
You're very correct.
I said it on Tuesday this week when we were talking about the promos. We were looking at the promo Orange Stare Down and the V drill. And I made mention that you would think that they would have someone who proofreads this shit, especially promos, which you would argue are supposed to be like their premiere product. That, like, you know, people like promos in a lot of games, like people are like, oh, that's nice, that's really cool, and that's what drags a lot of people in or gets them interested. Some of the errors are just comical. So, but yeah, you think someone would have picked that up.
My favorite
Level
one is when they send
4.
cards that they've already printed to the printer and completely change them up, like Orange Restraint, Joint Restraint Drill, and Orange Cover Up. And really, it's just a bunch of orange cards.
What do we think about this level 4?
It's undeniably pretty good.
And Millsy gets kicked from the chat.
It's okay.
Yeah, my problem with it is it's okay. Like, when you think Teen Gohan, final moment, like, assisted Kamehameha, you want, like, to just be, like, fucking hyped, and it is just good. Yeah, it's good.
Assisted
I feel
Kamehameha
like
wouldn't
this
be stopped or
Gohan
prevented
stack-
anyway.
I feel like this Gohan stack should have had something to combat Cell, and it doesn't. At this level, you don't ever have to worry about time, which is nice. He can have a free energy every turn.
That you can't prevent.
That you can't prevent. That too is very nice.
And it's not necessarily energy. There are a handful of physicals that require stages.
Yeah, that's true. Like that
Yeah, but
card that Reese insists is good.
Yeah, but you are probably correct. You are probably not wasting the reduced, the free attack on a physical when you can just chuck a more powerful life card, like Crushing Beam, for example.
Who didn't think that this was going to be the image on Gohan's new level 4?
Of course it would be.
I'm hearing crickets. This. Chat's
still got dumb hair.
Chat's saying it's not groundbreaking. Yeah, I would agree. It's a nice. I like it. The level 4's. It's a good level 4. But when you put it next to some other level 4's, it seems overshadowed a little bit.
Yeah, I would rather
not
be.
epic.
I would rather be new Vegeta or new Goku, or even fucking Broly at level 4.
Or Cell,
or Cell.
You know. Yeah.
Or Roshi, as long as I've still got 3 commands in the deck.
And MPPV's open to you. Yeah, sure.
Hey, kid, that fucking Roshi like level 4 is terrible.
Yeah, but if you've still got 3
compared
commands, if you've still got 3 commands in deck and MPPV open, well, you know.
Well, the Gohan deck's gonna enjoy 3 commands.
Could do. Like his continuous effects are nice. It's gonna, people cheating like on blocks are probably gonna suffer at his hand a little bit, but you know. Yeah.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that, Dylan, too, about this Gohan liking commands. I don't think this Gohan is even slightly a black MP. Like, there is nothing about him that makes me want to run him in black. Did you just say perceptive?
Yeah, if the meta goes hyper control, he turns all freestyles styled, so every single attack you're throwing is destroying board state. That's pretty fucking good.
Kajaf saying, I'd almost say he set one level 4 is better. I got this like thought in my mind. You could play like the sneaky Gohan in Dynamic, start at level 2, just use like this Awakenings level 1, 2, 3, and then just run the old level 4, Premier level 1, Premier level 4, and then just go for like the cheap sort of level 4 win on Anger. Probably be better in you know. Yeah. Yeah, I like it, but at the same time, it's just not exciting me. I think that's probably... I don't know, maybe that's the worst thing about it, is that his level 4 just doesn't excite me.
See, we saw the first 2 MPs for this set, and I was like, excellent, I'm going to be playing a set 7 MP.
You know,
and then we saw
the first 2 MPs, and you went, shit, Hercule's going to be fantastic. And that wasn't the case. But yeah, no, I agree with you.
You know what? I would rather be Hercule's level 4 than this level 4.
I don't think that's an unfair statement.
But guys, Hercules level 1 gives your attacks plus 100 stages of damage.
And he's getting muted.
Aww.
No, he can't mute you on here.
You want to make a bet?
Oh no! Hey, don't bring me into this.
I can kick you from the call.
I feel like Panini just got really safe with Gohan. Like they didn't want it to be bad, so here we go. It's not bad.
The fact that he can, with his named attack, level jump plenty of times is not horrible, because it means that you can go from any of his stages to any of his levels to another level where you have another action to use. And constantly returning to level 2 is not a bad thing at all.
Unless you're MPPV, or you're trying to be on a different level.
Yeah. in Namekian, there is actually a nice little combo with this level 2 where you attach the card that makes all your name cards styled. You use his effect to search for Gohan's named cards. You play that card, you shoot to a different level, you do shenanigans there, and then you go back to this
doesn't
level.
work.
Yes,
It only makes your attacks styled as long as they're being played. Your attacks in their life deck and discard pile are still considered freestyle.
We're talking about the same card, right?
I believe so. Stupid Namekian attach cards. When does this ever come up?
Namekian Backsmash. Attached to your MP. While attached, your named cards are considered styled for your effects. That doesn't say your named attacks. It's your named cards. AKA discard, deck, banished. They're all counted.
It'd be the same effect that Overwhelming Power has, or whatever it has on it. It's considered styled.
Yeah.
Okay, no, my bad then.
So take that, Dylan.
Yeah, we told you we were going to be wrong when we got to the Saiyan Mastery, and look, it's not untrue.
Gohan failed me.
Yeah, yeah. There's some interesting little combinations here and there. Do we think Gohan's going to sweep the meta by storm?
Hell yes.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Do we think he's going to sweep the meta by storm because he deserves to be, not so much deserves, but he's going to be one of the strongest decks? Or is it going to be a case of everyone has a hard-on for Gohan and probably needs to register it on some sort of list?
I think once everyone...
tell when all the MPs come out.
Yeah, basically. I hate Gohan, except when he's in his teen Gohan gonna beat up Cell phase. Especially when you watch Kai and you've got Colleen Clickenbeard's voice there. It's insanely whiny, and I cannot stand it.
Well, I mean, chat's saying, nah, prob's not, and Trent's saying no. Ryan's saying, I mean, I love Gohan, but I don't know. Yeah, without seeing the rest of the set, just based on what we've seen, yeah, I don't think he's going to just sweep the world by storm. I think, given that there'll be a lot of people playing him just because it's Gohan, it's going to skew the results. Making it look like he's doing better than he actually is. But
he's not a sweep MP, but I think he's definitely tier 1. In Ruthless and Rampaging alone, if people get the builds just right, the potential is incredible.
Yeah. What were you going to say next?
It's not like Broly where it's an automatic, this guy's going to be incredible, but he's got the potential.
I don't disagree. I don't know. Remember about 4 weeks ago when Panini had the poll on their blog, which MPs should we show first? And the answer definitely was not Goku, but they said let's show Goku first anyway. I feel like it was to increase hype levels so that the other MPs could be disappointing.
No, see, I thought that was because they were worried they fucked Vegeta up again, and they were throwing out an incredible Goku just to stop people burning their building to the ground.
I mean, yeah, but we got a great Vegeta anyway, so and he was saved. We'll move on to Gohan's named card for this set. Gohan's Backlash. Physical combat, physical attack. You may banish an ally. Damage, AT life cards. Hit. You cannot win by MPPV until the start of your next turn. Advance your MP up to 2 levels. At the end of combat, advance or lower your MP to level 2. Banish after use.
It does a lot of things. Like I said before, it gives you the option to level up or level down for shenanigans. But you know what else? And I don't like this about it, is that's a hit effect. And it doesn't have an overly fantastic immediate effect.
Yeah.
It does 80 life, which is okay with Gohan's decent AT, but...
But if you draw this in your first hand at, say, level 2, and you get an ally, no. It does things, I suppose.
It's a sleeper card. Like,
I
at the
agree.
moment, it's really only good at level 1, but if Gohan ever gets, like, a bonkersly good level 3 or level 4, this card immediately goes, like, crazy good.
Yeah.
Which I think indicates that we're never going to see a completely bonkers Gohan level 3 or 4.
Don't be pessimistic, man. Come on. We got a Vegeta eventually.
Be what I want.
Set 10 will get a Saiyan Mastery that does something other than woo anger,
I don't
hopefully.
believe you. I think you're full of crap. I think Set 10 will be another gaining a Saiyan Mastery.
To be fair, we also had
He starts on level 3.
10 anger to raise a level.
To be fair, we had a playable Gohan before we have a probably playable Vegeta.
Hey! Oh, wait, actually, you're right.
Yeah. Trent's saying maybe Sol's going to be the new ally fetcher and Gohan becomes awesome. Possibly.
I mean,
Fetching
I
out
do-
500 Cell Juniors.
I really want to
do
play
like
Cell
that,
and then like Cell style Gohan's Backlash and go to level 3.
I do like that. We're all assuming that Cell Junior is going to be something to work with allies.
Possibly. Of himself.
So, yeah. So I'm liking the fact that this Gohan easily kills Cell Juniors, if that's what indeed is happening.
The artwork is him killing a Cell Junior, is it not?
Yep.
No.
It is. Flavor Judge says, "Yep, good job."
Potentially good job. Yeah, I mean it's not a terrible card. But again, as you say, like all the good shit on it is a hit effect. So, yeah.
Why is Gohan Broly? That's what I want to know.
He's not.
Well, he
Got a lot of similar things going on here.
well, he killed a lot of allies.
His level 4 is a lower power level than fucking Broly's level 4.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Are we? I'm feeling kind of deflated on the MPs that, like, the 2 MPs that have come out, tried to follow up Goku and Vegeta.
Wrong order.
Sorry?
It's the wrong order. Like, they went safe with Hercule to an extent, and they went safe with Gohan, so, like...
What do you mean by safe on Hercule? Hercule is just this entirely lackluster MP stack. I mean... If you're not prepared for some of the things it can potentially do, then yeah, it's going to kill you. But I don't see it topping events anytime soon. I could be wrong there, but
it's going to be like Roshi. They're going to release a bunch of random innocuous tech that, like, at first glance is going to not really mean anything, and then it's going to be a bloody control stasis deck that's really playable.
And half that stuff will be on energy cards that he can't use.
Yeah, well, that sucks. But depending on, like, how they improve physical cards, you don't need them. Like, Dynamic Kick gaining 4 anger in orange is already sort of like the first step towards a playable build.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't...
It needs something. Like, it's not there now, but it's not going to take a whole lot of extra cards to make it very playable.
I don't see Hercule doing anything special anytime soon. I see Gohan doing... I see Gohan taking a couple of, like... not necessarily winning, but making a couple of big placings just because of the sheer volume of people trying to, like, who are going to want to play Gohan. So the results they're going to be skewed by the numbers more than the actual merit of the deck. And, like, as you say, they've released them in the wrong order. If they'd gone Hercule and Gohan, and saved... who we got? We got Trunks... Depending on what Trunks is like, put him wherever. I got a feeling Cell's going to be reasonably strong, but like Goku and Vegeta are incredibly strong.
I think Cell's actually going to be on the same level as Goku and Vegeta.
I would agree.
Or at the very least, Cell Jr.
Yeah. I I just Hercule and Gohan have kind of left me feeling a little flat. Hercule more than Gohan, mind you, but yeah. What do you do? What do you do? We just sit and we wait and we see, right?
Yeah, been doing that for Vegeta for like a long time, so nothing new.
Yeah, but at least they finally came through for us. Maddie, Reese, do you have anything to say about Gohan's backlash?
No, not really. I don't mind it.
Yeah. I feel like it's interesting that.
It has a pretty picture on it.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Like, you guys pretty much covered it all.
Yeah.
You'll pick up a foil playset of it, and then they'll release like in like a random side set a new level 4 Ultra Rare Gohan that's just bonkers, and then value will just fucking go up $20.
Nah, mate, it'll be the cost of a foil pesky barrage.
Those aren't bad these
A few
days,
thousand.
actually.
Which haven't we established is worth more than a sphere?
Oh, it's worth easily a few $1,000s of pesky foil.
Huh.
No, man, you're talking about foil sinister sharks. 6 times the rarity of a sphere.
That must be right, because I don't actually have any of those.
Chat, do you guys have anything to say about Gohan and his name card? Not really. Ryan said if Enraged was still a thing, Gohan would be crazy. Yeah, quite possibly. With the level jumping, yep. Yeah, again, Gohan has kind of left me feeling a little flat. I don't have that excitement that I had when I saw Goku and Vegeta. Probably not effective.
you don't play
but
Saiyan.
I mean, that's not entirely true. I played Saiyan for a bit there, and then I went, nah, fuck this. I'll play Krillin, and then I played Orange 20, and then Restored Cell.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. You've been playing all of these like strong, established like decks. Like Gohan's really only obvious like strength is his crazy fast in rampaging, and Ruthless's amazing anger control. But like two things that are not really super hypey, you know?
Yeah.
Like, how do you hype rampaging?
You change it into a different style so that it is good.
Yeah, that's my point. Like, you're like, rampaging's gonna be great, and people are like, yeah, I saw that piece of shit. Like, yeah, I'm not seeing it.
Does anyone have, like, do you guys want to discuss any other spoilers that came out during the week? I do want to look at that Namekian Omniblock. I can't remember what it was called though.
You mean the one that says for Worlds, Namekian will be running around with 6 Omniblocks in its deck?
Yeah, it's up on screen now. Namekian Barricade. As I said earlier in the week, I said if there's anything that's going to get Hybrid Defense frozen, it's probably this card. Like, it seems to do everything. It seems to balance Hybrid Defense, quote unquote, balance Hybrid Defense in the way that everybody wants it to be anyway.
On the other hand, though, we do have a few more cards here that that can't be stopped by events. So who knows?
Nah. Any other spoilers that people want to see? Any other spoilers in chat? Is there any spoilers you want us to talk about?
We already spoke about Baba, didn't we?
Sorry?
Yeah.
Baba. Yeah, we covered
spoke
Baba.
about
Yeah.
Baba.
Not big on the Bubba.
Although...
Did Orange get a new physical attack that's really quite good?
They got a new physical attack. As to whether it's quite good
Yeah,
or not.
Orange Leaping Punch.
Physical attack, Endurance 3. The next time this combat one of your drills is destroyed or banished, draw a card. Damage, AT plus 4 stages. Endurance 3 is nice. The fact that it's an uncommon and not a rare is nice. AT plus 4 is nice.
Trent saying brew
Girls are
brew friendliness is awesome. Bit of a took me long enough to get that fucking name out. Self promotion there. We'll bring that up. Brew friendliness.
Someone has asked for us to talk about Hercule again.
Okay, here is. I will give you the brief Hercule discussion. Level 1, it's shit. Level 2, it's shit. Level 3, it's still fucking shit. Level 4, it's even shitter than it was before. And his name cards. I mean, one of them was alright.
That's not what it was at all. It was level 1 and 2. I don't like this at all. Level 3, this is actually really good. But how do you get here consistently?
I mean, the TLDR version of the entire thing was fucking shit. This is TAC Games Blue Friendliness. Trent, anything that you didn't say on your own page about Blue Friendliness that you want people to know?
I actually really like Blue Friendliness.
I hate that I'm struggling to read the fucking name of the card. Parenthetical text. If this card is discarded from your hand during combat, you may place it into play. Power, draw a card, your opponent draws a card. Banish after use. It's a setup.
Yeah, alright.
Like,
You like the artwork,
discard
don't you?
it to the mastery to draw a card, then you can choose to make both players draw a card, which blue seems to do a fair bit if you just look through its cards. And yes, it's nice to see 16 having, not shit on.
Blue Tracking Beam has been brought up in chat. Let's bring that up. Energy attack costing 3 stages. Raise 8 players. I get 2 levels. Damage 4 life cards. Hit rejuve X. X is the amount of life cards. Damage this. Attack dealt. Yeah.
that card is crazy.
Yeah. Ride said with enough mods, it can rejuve a crap ton if it hits. It can, but again, it's got to hit. It's a lot of.
All attacks got a hit for the most part. Like,
yeah, I mean,
if
yeah.
its purpose is damage.
Yeah, it's 3 stages though.
Around and said this card is no good. People on top tier have gone, this card is just the weakest Saiyan Tantrum.
Saying Tantrum is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, like, it raises a player's anger 2 levels, which is kind of cool. But again, like, you can have, like, it falls into that same category as, like, Frieza's Supernova. You could be attacking me for 30, but if I've got a block, I just go, yeah, whatever. Or if I've got Android 20 Scavenger, I'm like, I'll take 2 cards. Whatever. It doesn't do anything.
Attacks that must block have their own value. Because, like, I can throw a blue tracking beam and be like, okay, you can waste your block, and I will not care because I'll hit you with, like, something harder following it.
The aforementioned
Blanketing
Supernova.
blast. Supernova, exactly. Like,
which
there's a
Android
whole
20,
lot of-
like, Android 20 blocks with its 1 energy block for this, and then you go Supernova, it's like, okay, I'll just scouting drill. Hey.
And then you go, but I was playing cool as Supernova, and Scouting Joe goes, no!
But the aforementioned Supernova was Frieza's. So then I call
run
Judge
around
and go,
with
hey,
Supernova.
Judge,
And then the judge turns around and says, nah, they're the same guy. Didn't you look at them?
You digged first.
They're brothers, so they can use like each other's name cards, right?
Yeah, like how when Vegeta fused with Goku, he became able to use Kamehameha.
Yeah, that's right.
So I can use Raditz's fantastic named cards with Goku, right?
Yeah, I was just thinking that same thing, actually. I'm going, whoa.
I mean, Goku and Raditz are pretty much the same guy. Just like Turles and Goku, it's allowed as well because they look the same.
The
Nothing is
Mexican
gained from
Goku.
that relationship, except maybe Kaioken Turles.
Ryan saying hitting with it can swing things in another direction. Well, yeah, I'm not denying that. It just... it's, 3 stages for a base full life card attack. Yeah.
Resolute, if you do the full 5, you've done a 10 life swing. That's nothing to scoff at.
No, it's not. But at the same time, like, I just feel like there's better uses of your time.
Also, it gains 2 damn anger. Like, the
It
amount of
does,
anger
it
Blue
does.
is getting is slowly pushing it towards a, MPPV possibility.
Yeah, that's not untrue either. Oh, excuse me. Shit. Any other? Which one? I can't. Like, I've got the RAR file. I download the Dropbox images.
Have we spoken on stream before about Orange Spying Drill?
Yeah, we have.
Oh man.
Do you have something? Do you have anything you want to add to it? I can bring it up.
Not really. Just that I laughed for a solid minute when I read it.
It's a common. What more do you want?
No, I like it. I mean, I thought it was hilarious. Roshi goes, awesome, I've got a free block every turn.
That's exactly what I said, man. I was all over that.
He was. Saying high kick we've been through. Shit. Red clock. Have I seen that one? Red clock's kind of interesting. Physical attack. If you played a card with sword in its title, this combat, use a critical damage effect. Damage 80 plus 3 stages. Hit, raise your anger 1 level.
What do clocks have to do with swords? I don't get it.
Well, I mean, like, it has nothing to do with sword, but when you clock someone, you hit them, so...
What does that have to do with a sword, though?
Well, you hit someone with a sword.
Why are there these sword cards that don't have sword in the title?
Yeah, that's kind of annoying. Like, it wouldn't have been so bad if it was like, is it the only problem that they don't have more card art with swords? Like, is that the only issue we're running into now?
Probably. Like, how many times do you see Trunks actually use his sword in DBZ? Like, legitimately.
Just make some shit up. Come on, guys.
5 times.
He stabbed Zamasu with it.
Yeah, okay, in DBZ. Something they have the rights to.
He
chops Sui's freezer.
He tried to hit the androids.
Yeah.
He kills Frieza.
Yeah, he chops Sui's freezer. He, gets attacked by King Cold with his own sword. He attempts to hit Goku. There's 3.
He breaks
movies
it on
have him,
android, whatever.
use a sword. Taipan, I think it is?
Yep.
Tapion.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, but there's not much. There's going to be less than 10 times, right? Like, in stuff they have a license to.
Yeah,
Yajirobe doesn't have the sword on it.
Yajirobe, I forgot about him.
There's a whole bunch of him screwing around with a katana that you could just throw in.
You have to
That'd be so good.
Make the attacks actually useless though.
That's what they're gearing up all these sword attacks for when they drop Yajirobe as an MP.
I think you're looking far too deeply into it, Reese.
I'm calling it.
Yamcha uses a sword apparently.
When he's
in Dragon Ball.
Android 14,
I mean, again, Kinthun. Again, something they have the rights to.
They have the rights to Dragon Ball.
They have the rights to Dragon Ball, do they?
They have the rights to Dragon Ball. You can see Dragon Ball images in this Dropbox.
Can we? Which ones?
Orange Affection Drill.
Oh, there you go.
And they will almost certainly have Dragon Ball images on the Tao Pai Pai stack.
Well, no, not necessarily. I could just use images from his filler episode.
I feel like that would be a mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen some of the cards they've put out?
Yeah.
I'd like to add something to. I think 2 weeks ago we had the discussion where we talked about Blue Smug Punch. Something I hadn't considered when we were talking about it is that you can actually have 3 of these attached, in which case all of Blue's lower your opponent's anger cards become head knock.
Yeah. I remember.
Dynamics never leveling.
Well, just don't play against Blue. There you go. That's your
Can we
answer.
all agree that Blue Resolute Goku is going to be a pest?
I can't even remember what Goku does.
It's just card advantage and damage.
I'll be honest, I've completely forgotten what Goku does. I'll go look him up again. Where are we?
He's level 1, gets him to draw a card. He's level 2, draws the bottom card. He's level 3, draws the top or bottom card of the discard pile.
I remember his level
And
4 being good.
Level 4 searches the discard pile of Benizone for a card.
And
I want
life
to
deck.
thank everybody. I
Full
want to
life
thank
deck.
everybody who is still listening to this stream for just listening to us talk shit about everything other than this week's spoilers.
I mean, like, okay, so the plan was that during the week we'd release a video once a day or once every other day, sort of thing. Due to just general life commitments, we weren't able to do a second video which covered that Namekian barricade or whatever the hell it is, amongst other things. And the idea being that we saved the stream for the MP stacks and the big hitters of the set. It's just unfortunate, like for 2 weeks in a row, they've both been pretty average. But I mean, yeah, as Nick says, thank you for sticking around. Do we want to? I was going to save this for a recorded episode later in the week, but now's as good a time as any. We've got the Brisbane or Gold Coast, whichever one it is. Brisbane?
I've got something I want to say about that one actually.
Yeah.
So 2 of our players, myself and Christopher, Top Cut Terror Horror Rocket, we're going to be in Brisbane next week. I am quite willing to listen to any viewer suggestions as to what you would like to see about said regional. But I need you guys to tell us, and because I don't check back onto this stream page, it'd be really handy if you told us via our Facebook page what you would like to see done, and it'll be even nicer if you told us what you wanted to see done before I leave on Wednesday.
If you do leave a comment down below, I will see it and I can let Nick know. What are we thinking the metagame is going to be up there, Dylan? You've got your finger on that pulse. Well, closer to the pulse than we do in Newcastle.
You assume a lot.
Well, maybe he's just not
got
willing.
A good point. If someone asked me what the Newcastle regional meta is going to be like, I'd give the exact same answer.
Really?
Like, I know a few of the players are literally the most die-hard Namekian players you'll ever see. They know it to death and they play it well. So the odds of them not playing Namekian is low. And I know a few of the other players love aggro, so you're gonna have your Brollies for sure.
So Namekian and aggro.
Yeah. So that's what
Nick,
I'm planning for. It's basically hell for me actually.
Nick absolutely loves playing against Namekian decks.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh
it's
yeah,
good
he
fun.
loves it.
Good fun going to Melbourne regionals and just sitting across from 3 of the exact goddamn same Piccolo deck.
Know your pain, dude. Know your pain.
Well, actually, since you're not being any help whatsoever or insight, Dylan, let's chat about your Melbourne experience. Because I've heard from Nick.
Insight, thank you.
I mean, you gave wrong information earlier.
Oh.
But yeah,
time?
I've heard
Oh,
Nick's I've heard Nick's side of this story, and it involved a lot of fucking Piccolo and a lot of shit and a lot of all that. But
And missing out on Top Cut by 2 places.
I hear you had just as rough a time. Let's say.
Okay, so I was off by, I don't know, how much of a time gap was there between Melbourne and bloody Sydney?
Probably like half an hour.
No, I mean
No, between
the regional.
Oh right. Again, probably half an hour.
like 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
Yeah. I was
Trent's in the
about
chat. Hopefully, he
2
can tell
weeks
us.
Off, because I was like, there's gonna be Broly, there's gonna be 13 out the arse, and I'm gonna bring a deck that just beats those decks, and will pretty much win against anything but Namekian, because no one's playing Namekian.
Yeah, how'd that work out for you?
So my first 3 matches were essentially Namekian. I think my first 2 were Namekian, then there was a small break followed by another Namekian deck.
Was that small break when you went to the bathroom and went, oh, you're sitting there going, please don't let me hit another Namekian?
Oh, it was bad. Like, there's always that inherent risk when you bring a meta beta deck, but like, Like, I think I won one game that entire day.
I don't think it is safe to go to a regional and not expect to see Namekian Knowledge Piccolo. Like, it's one of the safest and most played decks.
Yeah,
There'll be
Tell that to
someone
Sydney.
playing that deck.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like I saw like the Piccolo was out in force in Melbourne, and then Sydney was like a barren desert. There was none of those.
Like, Sydney the entire time, I was like, I could have brought my damn Freezer deck, and I would have just been like the fucking king of this place for having brought Freezer.
Two
But-
of them top cut over in Perth for their regionals.
Yeah, but Perth is so far away; it may as well be another fucking country for all we care. It's like 4 hour time difference.
Brutal.
What is that?
It's 2 hours.
2 hours, 4 hours.
Country.
Yeah, it's kind of yeah. Who cares? No, love you, Perth players. But like, I think it's fair to say that whenever there's a big event in Perth, you guaranteed to at least see a couple of interesting choices come out of the metagame over there.
It's because they're local meta, so they're all trying to surprise each other, I feel.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, you only get the diehard people. Well, not so much the diehard people, but the people who like are prepared to pay the ridiculous amount that it is to fly across the country or drive like the 37 weeks there.
Mate, I tell you what, if I hadn't already committed to looking after my grandparents' dogs, I would have gone.
You can take a dog on a plane.
I'm not
Yeah, but do
taking
you
their
want to?
dogs with me.
Well, you can take dogs on a plane. They fly well enough. James Brunton saying, I've been trying to wrap my head around a deck build for Newcastle Regionals. Hey, James, here's my inside scoop, right? A Mastery, 4 level, like level 1 through 4 of any personality, and then 60 cards, and you should be okay. He also said, I challenged Namekian Piccolo in the Sydney Regionals, and another had to leave after the first match. That was all I saw. Actually, I remember that. I remember someone who was like, I'm only playing for fun. And this is round 1. I'm only playing for fun. I can't be here until the end. So, like, after that game, I'm just going to go. And I'm thinking, you pay $40 or however much it was to play one game and then leave? Like,
Those sweet promos, man.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
they got their visiting promo.
Only if you sell it. And even then,
Reese
like,
got 2.
resale.
Yeah.
Boy!
So James, I will say my first ever tournament at Newcastle Locals and my girlfriend's first ever tournament at Newcastle Locals both ended in a 2-2 win rate. So, like, you bring shit on a stick and you'll be fine.
Bronson, he had work. Oh, yeah, fair enough. Ryan, thank you for joining us for the couple of hours that it's been, even though we've been shit talking for the last probably half an hour or maybe 45 minutes more realistically. It's what we do.
See you, man.
Yeah. Bye. Okay, yeah, so the guy had to work. Yeah, fair enough. It still strikes me as a strange thing to do, though, if you know what I mean, like...
Gotta get them sweet visiting promos.
Yeah, but there's so many in circulation now. I mean, like, that they're not overly expensive, are they? I actually haven't looked up. Here's another long potential topic. What is the price on Mr. Popo's for?
How long is a piece of string?
Yeah, right. Mr. Popo's Wonder Emporium. Let's look it up. Search this group. Visiting for time. Visiting for time. That's us.
Is that what you were looking for, or I think you wanted visiting the past?
No, I didn't look that up. That would be silly. Alright, visiting regionals promos, visiting the past at 25 US, which is actually more or less probably where I thought it would settle. Someone's selling 2 VTP, $35 from, yeah. Do you think that's unreasonable
Well-
price?
I know how to afford my sinister tricks now.
Yeah?
like 2.5
Just-
visitings per choke.
Yeah, fair enough. No, I
mean,
think
I'll be able to afford that with the amount of promo visitings I'll end up having.
yeah, you've been
You
to.
still owe me a promo visiting.
I didn't take your promo visiting though.
Are you
So
sure?
no, I don't. Yeah, I'm 100% sure. Remember, I was going to, and then you're like, "Sorry, man, Callum's already taken them home."
Oh yeah, he just strolled off with the folder.
Oh,
So
that's lame.
trying to nick me cards, are ya?
Come on, you sorted them.
Did you sort someone else's cards?
What?
Did you just say he sorted them, Dylan?
Yeah, he sorted all of his cards.
Oh, he's okay, fair enough.
It's a bad time to nick them. They're all perfectly organized.
Yeah, you can find exactly what you're after. Everybody who's watching currently is getting like the authentic team visiting for time experience now.
I'm out of information. Like, I went through my notes.
He had like this 20-minute outburst about the Saiyan Mastery and Gohan, and it's gone now.
Yeah. Okay. So Trunks. Who do we have next week? Is it Trunks being revealed next week?
I think it's Trunks next week.
Yeah, it's
and
Trunks
then-
next week.
So excited for Trunks. Well, less Trunks because I think he might be average, but more the Awakening Mastery. If it's level hopping, like backing up, like up and down, oh
Which one is it? Red. Red, right?
Is this
yeah,
red?
Red Awakening.
Yeah.
Red Ascension.
I thought it was red
Ascension.
Oh,
ascension.
Ascension. Yeah, you're right.
Fucking hell! You couldn't even get one word right then. Jesus, man.
I feel
Red. I
like
got the word red.
Yeah, but you got
I
the most
feel
important
like
part
the,
wrong.
I feel like the
This
spoiler
red
schedule-
mastery.
Okay,
You, Nick.
one at a time.
I feel like the spoiler schedule should have been swapped around so we had orange, blue, black, and red before Saiyan and Namekian, just because
Yeah, I'd agree.
the basic colors are ones that everyone can use, and then you get to the more niche ones.
Yeah.
Counterpoint. I would be super pissed to find out what dynamic was last.
Oh, yeah, true.
So you have it before Namekian, which will probably be awesome because Namekian traditionally is.
Yeah. Saiyan first to get that shit out of the way. Then the colors. And then Namekian to be like a fantastic, like...
Or
All-rounder.
just never reveal the Saiyan Mastery and just have a piece of paper shown up that says, "Nah, sorry, we fucked up again."
just drop it on the release day. You just find out when you buy the pack and just get disappointed like in real time.
Yeah. You know, it'll be like this time around. It'll be Namekian. That's also crap, and people will be just so heartbroken.
Yeah,
Oh,
but to be
hurtful.
fair, Namekian still has access to Restored, which is amazing.
Fantastic. Yeah.
It's the best mastery in the game, arguably.
Yeah, I
I
don't
would
think that's
say-
untrue.
I would say that especially when set 1 Masteries become frozen, yeah.
I mean,
I rated it number 1, like, even with Devious around. Like, everyone's... Like, I don't get the hate for that card. Like, it's so easy to deal with.
I get the hate for that card.
Which card
People
command?
just... Yeah, no, Devious
no,
Mastery.
Oh,
Devious,
just the mastery
like,
as a
it's
general
great.
role.
Like,
Yeah.
It's great, but it's
The
not...
hate for that card comes from the fact that people like to bitch.
And
Doesn't
and like if you've ever spent any time with Nick, you'll know that he also subscribes to the I like to bitch theory.
I love to bitch.
Yeah, you do.
There's only one card worth bitching about. It's Tug of War.
Oh, fuck off.
What?
Okay, Dylan.
It either makes allied decks unplayable, or it makes them have to release shit that gets things from banished, and that's just a slippery slope that shouldn't be touched. There's
Huge
like,
Scott Dashy for command.
like no other card in the game has ever bothered me like Tog. It's just like, are you tag team? No. Well, a playset of Togs is probably going to beat your deck if it's ally based.
It does basically say, hey, can you get in tag team or fuck off?
Yeah, but like, Ginyu sort of successfully transitioned across to our tag team and was quite happy there, right?
Yeah, it's fine. sort of in tag team. If you ever played a Roshi deck with 3 tugs, that is literally hell. But deck tugs on top will beat an ally deck even in tag team, because I have had it happen to me in like live tournaments where I'll get tug go off the top again, lose 2 allies, tug gets stacked on top, and then like I can't attack because I'm just gonna lose another ally off it, and then I rejuve 1.
He's had it happen in live tournaments as opposed to those ones that you pre-record and then go to.
All the dead ones.
Not live tournaments, just,
James Brighton saying tug of war is what I call broad spectrum antibiotics. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty much perfect.
Yeah, no, I could.
That's just too strong. It's too much hate. It was not needed. Like, it could have said, like, the banish off its regular effect where you can sphere it, fine. That's not a problem. You just sphere that shit or, like, whatever have you.
Yeah, but like,
the fact that when you damage it out, your ally's gone forever if you're not tag team, like, that's harsh.
Yeah, but, like, it's also a symmetrical effect. Like, if I got fucking random ally X and I don't want to get banished... Like, sorry, Restored Cell, I was running Nappa and I was running Turles. If I've got Nappa in play, it's because I want Nappa in play for a reason. If I don't have Turles in play and Tug comes off top, I'm like, well, fuck. Like, and they have no allies, what have I got to do? I've got to get rid of Nappa. Probably, at that point in time, the only thing that's controlling part of the board state. Like...
Yeah, that sucks, but...
I still don't complain about it. Like...
ally decks, rather.
But, like, you can't deny that Ginyu was perhaps a little too strong.
Yeah, but making, like, so much banished tech so easily available, especially off action with no way to stop it, is not the right answer.
I agree with you, but...
it's a good answer to allies. Like, it destroys them, so you always have chances of getting them back, you know.
I think
that's an answer
a good example of a card that earns its rare spot, to be honest.
Which one, sorry?
Tug. It's a card that earns its spot as a rare.
It has a powerful effect. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I don't, like, I find it hard to consider Tug being overpowered. Like...
The problem isn't that it's overpowered as in, like, in an Omni sense. The problem is just that it's overpowered for ally decks. Like, if I ever want to make an ally deck that's not tag team, all it takes is a playset of Tugs in the opposing deck, and I pretty much am screwed.
Yeah,
like,
but
that
who in their right mind is playing 3 Tugs in one deck?
Well, like, assume, like, you knew Restored Gohan was going to be at Brisbane. Like a solid 20% would be Restored Gohan. Even 2 Tugs could probably, like, make that matchup infinitely easier. Like, that is how much value that card has in that matchup.
Yeah, but... That's also another point. Yeah, sure, but, like, I'm not going to dedicate 3 slots to Tug. Maybe 2. 2 would be usually where I end up. I go, okay, I can afford 2 slots to this card.
Like my in
just put some surprise attack into your ally deck and then get rid of their Tugs.
But then you've got to run something else. Like you run like those other the other ultra rares. Just be like, yeah. You either take my allies and leave me with these, or just hear me out. You got to take these and leave me with my allies. Which do you want? Which one would you prefer? I don't have. But, yeah, so, Tug. Dylan thinks Tug's too strong.
It's just it just hoses a particular deck type too hard. And to make answers for it, like, makes the banished zone relevant.
Anger decks!
Yeah, Wallbreaker was also very bad, but over time, we at least have enough answers to Wallbreaker that it's, like, not terrible. Like, if we had no attach removal, then yeah, Wallbreaker would be like a same level for me as Tug. That's the problem with it. There's no answers to Tug. Like, nothing.
Well, I mean...
Searching technique.
Scout maneuver and... Okay, scout and searching technique, and surprise attack, sort of, if you...
Orange precise shot.
Just don't play allies.
Yeah.
An orange precise shot will get Tug's effect working. It, discards it.
No, it doesn't. Nah, well...
Yeah. I
Get
just think
good.
no card should hose an archetype with no counter. Like if it just was destroyed, like if it was destroyed out and then it destroyed an ally, it'd be fine.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not going to cry for the ally decks because Ginyu.
All
Like-
decks have a right to be strong.
Well.
Damn.
But like, I think, look, I don't disagree with you. I think it is strong for what it is. It's certainly well earned its rare slot. But the biggest problem is though, of course, now that Panini can't print, like they either have to freeze it and never take it off the freeze list. Because like if they print something that is tugged but like weaker, you're not going to play the weaker thing. With gamers, like you always got to play the strongest 60 cards you can.
No, of course.
So they sort of back themselves into a corner. That's why I kind of
That's
felt like
what
for a
I
long
guess.
time, I kind of feel like for a long time there with Ginyu 2, they also sort of backed themselves into a corner as to how powerful they can make like the villain allies. Because if you keep printing like really, really strong villain allies, like Ginyu just gets more and more, fuel for that fire.
That said, Ginyu's like could use a little bit more help. Like it wouldn't hurt.
My question, Dylan, is whether you'd be comfortable going up against Android 13 without some way to get rid of his allies.
No, I want ways to get rid of allies. I just don't want like to go straight to the hose ally decks entirely option. Like you don't need to go nuclear on this. Like tug banishing if you play the tug and then destroying otherwise, I think would be fine.
I could sort of see what he's saying, but
like orange stare down, like every style having access to an ally banished target, like targeted card, should be like a thing. But like something that's out of action and unescapable is just kind of makes it hard for people who just want to run allies. Maybe I'm biased because my 18 deck got broken by tugs and cooler, but
Quote earlier. Cough, Warbreaker, cough, anger.
it has answers.
Or fucking set 1 Vegeta got wall breaked when set 2 came out and was like, well, now I can't do anything.
Like,
Yeah, but that Vegeta was shit from day one.
Yeah, but Wallbreaker didn't help.
Yeah, but it's like killing something that's already dead. It's an act of mercy at that stage.
If you're gonna have a problem with one silver bullet, I think you have to have a problem with every silver bullet.
And that's why I like this freeze list.
At the time Warbreaker came out, Namekian knowledge was broken. So, like, I was kind of just happy to have an answer.
It seems here like you're happy for like other broken decks that you aren't playing to have answers to, but anything you're playing, you don't want anyone to be able to answer.
No, I think every deck should have suitable answers and be balanced in a perfect world.
I don't disagree with that. I'd love for my decks to have no counters.
I'm pretty sure everybody would, but like...
It's not about having a counter. It's about having a counter that makes your deck unplayable.
But it doesn't make the deck unplayable.
Well, if you're running an ally 18 deck, for instance, and you get tugged 4 times...
Were you in blue tag team?
I was, and I still couldn't get my allies back out. But, like, imagine if I wanted to play orange. Like, it's not even worth doing.
Yeah, but, like, some styles are going to be inherently better at doing certain things than others. Yeah, tug sort of keeps you honest.
It keeps non-tag team, non-easily tutorable ally decks dead.
It keeps the ally decks
It's
honest.
like
not dead.
knowledge being frozen is good, because it means you can run DBV in more styles, like, without running the risk of just losing that win condition, like, by them having a mastery. Or anger being more playable with protective finally dying.
Anger was you were still able to win through MPPV against protective. it just kept the anger decks honest. That's all it does.
I have not had that happen yet.
You've
Like-
not been playing against good enough MPPV decks, I'm afraid.
Oh, I have been.
In
It's
our
just
in our stable, we've found that protective actually can no longer control the good anger decks. They are just too out of control.
They're just generating
Now
way
see-
too much anger.
They
not having
Just
that
burst
problem.
through.
Just like with the exception of 13, which you just have to sort of come at at a different angle. Like it's less anger control for that dude and more just like D-level effects. Like he's gonna level before you can lower his anger, so you just have to sort of send him down instead.
I think you have to be really lucky to be able to control 13.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Like,
I have a better option for dealing with 13. Just don't play against it. When your opponent sits down, turns over their MP and it's 13, then they turn over their mastery and it's red and rage, you go, nope, you pick up their cards and you throw them out the window, and then you report your victory to the judges.
I mean, that's certainly one way to try it. I don't think it'll succeed.
I've certainly haunted Chris with the image of 13 for the rest of his life, I hope.
James Brunton saying high amounts of actions, high amounts of gain to anger cards now. Yeah, I mean, there was still plenty of gain to anger cards floating around in the earlier sets. Like, set 3 was probably where I started to sort of go, there's a lot more gain, like, X anger here now.
What do you mean? Anger's been in the game since set 1, because that's the set that Black Command came out in, and that card is too fucking good for anger decks.
No, but it was saying higher amounts of like there's now cards with high, like there's higher actions, there's a higher amount of gain, like 2 anger and up cards now. Like how many gain 2 anger cards were there in set 1?
Man, I don't fucking remember. That's set 1. I didn't even play in that set.
No, you didn't.
I want to say 6.
You want to say 6? I tell you what, like we have Octagon for a reason, right? It's probably going to want to update.
So James, tell us about yourself. You've been sitting here for 2 hours and 15 minutes with us. Just listen to us talk shit for the last hour at least. Tell us
2
about
hours,
yourself.
30 minutes.
Nick wants to know if you like long walks on the beach.
Do you
What
like
colour are
long
your
walks on
eyes?
the beach?
Do you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain? If you do, call 555-555-555.
What is your least favorite card in this game?
Actually, that's a Reese. You still there, man?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's your least favorite card? I've got my thoughts, but like I've never actually asked you.
Oh, it's obviously confrontation.
Really?
I hate that shit.
Not stare down?
Text. Anger.
Least favorite
Hated
card
as
in the
you
game
don't
is
like
definitely
it
red
being
right
used.
cross.
Oh, don't do that to me, Mill.
Wait, what was that?
That
What was that?
Red Right Cross. Best card in the game.
It's the worst card in the game. It's obvious. It's like my least favorite card, red right cross.
Best card, Mills.
It's not.
Get good.
It's so
Best
bad. I'm not paying 4 stages for a physical attack ever.
Gain to anger.
Oh, I don't care if it's gain, like, 1 anger. I'm not doing it.
Gain 2. Even better.
Yeah, but I'm still not doing it. I'm not paying 4 stages for an attack that's a physical.
All right, let's have a. You guys keep talking. I'm gonna see if I can find cards that like gain 2 anger.
To
I mean, do we
Does-
sorry? Do we
does
count? Do we
say-
count GNU? No,
No.
never mind.
Up to
It's
14.
raise your anger 2 levels. I've got Black Hug Maneuver,
James's least favorite.
blue head knock. Since I've never played blue, I hate it so much. Yeah.
I can relate to that.
Actually, yeah, that's a bad card.
I disagree entirely.
Annoying.
I love head knock. I love
do you mean
sitting
Dylan being
across from
wrong?
someone as they work their way up to 4 anchor, and then you go.
Oh, so
They go,
Black Hug Maneuver.
You
Black
referencing
Kneecatch
the
plus
game
two
that we were playing
two
today,
anger?
Nick?
I'm referencing every game we've ever played, Reese.
'Cause I still got up.
Oh wow, that was brutal. What
Right
what
throws
deck
for
were you playing today,
3.
Reese?
13, bro.
Yeah, you still got the balls in it?
No.
No.
Wait, did Vicky survival Vic you, or did she MPPV against you?
She's survival.
Right.
I'm at
Gotta
4
change
cards.
them gears fast.
She was doing
I'm
well.
stuck. Yeah, that was a good game.
5.
Me and you need to have it out more with our 2 decks, Reese.
What was that, man?
We need to have it out more. Need to play test against that 13 a fair bit.
Why? It always seems to be you or me playing.
Yeah, but I'm always concerned about 13.
So you should be.
Yo, Dylan, how many red 13s are around Brisbane?
To my knowledge, minimum 1. Yeah, I'd
It's a
say
pretty good
minimum
minimal.
That's
Like, I've got like 10. There's going to be over 10 cards in set 1 that raise during at 2
17.
levels. And there's 3 of them that are in black that I can think of off the top of my head. Like, that should tell you pretty much everything you need to know right there. Anyway, I mean, I'm happy to keep shit talking here, but I think the listeners probably get over that very quickly. Anyone who's still listening want to ask a question? Leave that for a couple of minutes. Do you guys have anything else you want to say?
really. Except that the last 2 spoiler weeks in a row have been really lackluster.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I'd disagree. I'd say the last 2 Saturday spoilers have been lackluster.
Ah, that's what I was getting at.
The stuff in the weeks has been alright. Lord Slug's making a comeback.
Yeah, Lord Slug's gonna be
It's
great.
not a comeback. He wasn't there.
Either that, it's either Sluggy or Cell Junior. Or potentially Cell, and his last level is Cell doing an explosion on the planet, so he has a really low power level. I don't know.
I feel like the only other comment I have to make is, can they do something about this Unleashed card? It just allows people to level for no real reason.
They already
Still wait
did.
for that.
They already did. Unleashed is its own counter. You just have to make sure you play yours second.
Yeah.
Or no, not even that. You just gotta make sure you have the sphere.
Yeah.
Like how like
Oh,
spear just like
you,
counters everything.
Use what do you call it? Any of the freestyle shut-off cards. Also good. Basically leaves it as a dead card in the hand.
Yeah.
Just get good.
My bad.
I just really
Once-
hope they reprint spheres, or else, like, with how critical Unleash is going to be in the new meta, and I know that for a fact, considering my group's already picked up another 9 of them.
How many fucking Unleashed do you guys need?
Well, we have 4 players, like, in just, like, my little group alone, so a lot.
Find me 2 more.
So I actually had to.
I'll pay a
I
reasonable
actually
price for
had
'em.
Had to give Vicky a deck that doesn't run Unleashed because I'm gonna need my Unleashed back in the next set.
Nah, it's a staple now. Like, it's sad, but it's truth. Like, you basically need a playset of them. Even if you're MPPV, just like giving up MPPV to lower someone and jump up to higher strong levels, not a bad option. Especially
No.
if they wall break you.
Which sort of plays into the question that a lot of people have been asking since more or less set 1. Do you sort of foresee Panini releasing a tin that has like an ultra rare tin? So it has like a copy like you seen those Pokemon tins that have like the copy of the promo
Yeah, I know.
ultra rare? Yeah, like they've got the ultra rare in there, and then like some number of booster packs. They're $30-$40 or whatever they are.
I wouldn't complain.
No, nor would I. And again, we've had this.
$dollars on.
Yeah, and we've had this discussion before when it comes to the spheres, but like, I paid for 4 of mine. Like, I don't care if they release promos which are suddenly cheaper. I don't feel like at that point I don't feel like I've lost anything on them. Do you? How do you feel on it, Dylan?
Print those damn promos.
Yeah, boy.
Like, if set 1 was still accessible, and they fixed the rarity problems, I would still kind of want them to make promos.
Yeah, I don't think it would
And
hurt.
like, neither of those things are true.
Yeah. Do you own your own playset of spheres, or?
I have 2 villainous and 1 heroic in between 4 people. So
Yeah, right.
like, I could have bought them. Like, I had the potential to, but then I'm like, nah, fuck it. Spheres are basically worthless in this hyper aggro meta. Like, every time I put a playset of spheres, either by borrowing one off, like, Giuliano or whatever have you, I essentially draw a bunch of them and then get my ass clobbered by, like, a hand of aggro from one of the new personalities.
Yep.
Like, the amount of loathing I have for drawing into those spheres and then them just sitting there in my hand, and I'm going, okay, are they going to have a time this combat, or are they going to have 4 attacks, and I'm just going to get, like, nailed before, like, for it, especially when I'm protective. Like, can't even convert it to anything.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, it may, like, from not owning spheres and then going to, like, to owning them, you sort of realize very quickly that it's not necessarily the best option to hold onto one. At the end of turn, you've got to evaluate your options. James is saying we're getting a fair few new players now, and that spheres are very rare to see in the secondary hand market. It would be perfect. Yeah, look, I agree. Chris, Nick, and I have said on numerous occasions that like the spheres that we have more or less paid for themselves anyway. So anyone who's arguing, oh, don't reprint them because like I invested in them. Well, I mean, you're being dicks. let's be honest.
They're not going to lose value anyway. Like,
exactly right.
If sphere promos come out, this like spheres you have will lose $20 of value, tops, because they're still going to be based on the rarity of having, you know, their art.
Yeah, exactly
and
right.
how hard they are to get. So they're never going to drop by a like ton.
Did you ever play Magic the Gathering?
Oh god.
They released the From the Vaults Magic 20, whatever the hell it was. Maddie can probably correct me if I'm wrong. But they had the promo, the Jace the Mind Sculptor reprint in that set. And Jace was like $500 foil at that point in time. People were like, oh my god, this thing's going to be like, you know, I'll be able to snap 4 of these up, get some Jaces, and be able to turn around and sell them for like a nice sizable profit. And the market sort of had nothing to, it said, no, we don't want anything to do with that. And then now they bottomed out to like $90 each. So
it was From the Vault 20.
Yeah.
You were correct.
Yeah. Like the reprint value of Jace didn't affect the existing market. So
Well, they usually don't. The only time that ever happens is if, for some reason, the remake is far better than the original.
Yeah, exactly right. And there are still people out. I would argue that putting Tarmogoyf on the current frame was a good move.
If
James just said Tarmogoyf back to normal price after Modern Masters. Yeah, anyone who complains about it being dangerous, quote unquote, to their investment, yeah, go fuck yourself.
Just sell them now while they're worth a goddamn fortune, and then buy the cheaper ones. Like,
no, you know what'll happen. You know,
ones don't come out.
Yeah.
Then when the cheaper ones don't come out, you get to feel like an idiot for deciding to get on that hype train.
Yeah, what'll happen
They're
is the idea.
essentially hoarding.
Yeah,
What is their ideal situation? 20 years from now, I'll sell those spheres and they'll be worth $1,000 a pop.
no, they won't because the game probably won't last that long. I'd love it to, but it probably won't last that long. But like people, the big rumor is that the Dragon Rares will just be Ultra Rares, reprinted, and it's like, yeah, okay, sure, I'll sell my spheres because I'm gonna make a buttload of money. And the Ultra Rare reprinting is true, but it's like fucking True Power. Hidden Power Drill, Villainous Empowerment. Like that'd be the best troll move ever.
Hey, Villainous Empowerment might see play if they ever make something that works with it.
Yeah, it might.
Like, that card does have potential, unlike True Power, which is kind of...
Oh, Villainous Empowerment searches for a drill, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Ah, bugger! I was
and
thinking
it turns
like,
off all setups and drills for the turn.
yeah, I was thinking Namekian Hunt, but that's a setup. I'm now sad. Anyway, we've been shit talking for the last just about
2
an
hours,
hour.
40 minutes, 12 seconds.
Well, it's been at least nearly an hour. We actually had some content we had to cover. So I think we might just wrap it up now, yeah, guys?
Thanks,
Yeah,
James.
sounds good.
You're the best. You're my new favorite, James.
You got 4
Sounds
people
good.
still in the stream. One of them's James. The other 3 are probably you guys.
Not me.
Yeah, no, thanks for tuning in. I say that. Thank you, James. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to everybody else who tuned in. If you're watching this after the fact, you should have joined us for the live stream. Hit the subscribe button. You can leave a comment and thoughts in the comment section below. Check us out on Facebook, and give us a like, please. We'll be very thankful. Thank you again to Dylan for joining us. Thank you, mate.
You're very welcome. Anytime.
You were wrong for most of it, but
You're a champ, Dylan. Good
I was
stuff.
at least 80% right.
All right, let's not spend 10 hours wrapping up the wrap up. Let's
Yeah.
end this stream.
Thank you for joining us here at our Team Visiting for Times live stream. Peace out, y'all.
Next week.
See you later, guys.
Latest.